Hey y'all. Hey. We back.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We're back for another unscripted beautiful life and we are joined by Alicia Johnson from the 1212 community. Hey beautiful.
Hello, hello. How is everybody?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm flustered, but I'm good. I am
Listen,
here.
we ahead. Last week we had technical issues, so we ahead by this.
hmm Yeah, I think we didn't get on until like
Whew,
8:30 last time.
yeah, it was about 8:30 by the time we got started.
Yeah,
So
so
listen, we
so we
making
making
progress.
progress.
Oh,
We
okay.
making good progress.
But that just means what's going to happen at the encounter is going to be amazing. So we already know this is going to be good. So
yes, ma'am. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm trying to, and then here we are. I'm trying to share, and I'm trying to,
I was about to do the same thing.
I'm trying to invite the peoples. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right, I'm trying. I'm trying. All right.
So
That's what's the great thing about the unscripted.
right. To fill the audience in, Alicia is the one responsible for Andre and I going live. I shouldn't say responsible. She was the little birdie
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
responsible
Yep.
for us going live and us doing this beautiful thing together. So Alicia, thank you for this. So this is all your fault.
I know. I love it. I love it. And Mike, we're gonna be your partners in crime real soon. So
Hey. But we got like Trina said, thank you. I gotta put mine in there and say thank you as well. Because as I shared in my stories before, I never thought that this would be one of my lanes, one of my avenues. I just do it on a coaching aspect, but I guess you could say this is coaching as well.
yes,
But
it is.
I love it. So I love it. I love it though. I
Yay!
love it.
And you guys are doing a wonderful, wonderful job, and y'all have such synergy. That's the best part about it. It's like
That's
you two work very well together. So I think that that's probably the best part of it all. So I'm so proud of
Mhm.
y'all.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
Now
Thank
I
you.
Thank
can
you.
rest. Now I can rest. I ain't know if Trina was gonna do it. Oh Lord, that's another story. We
It
ain't gonna
took
even do.
it took me a minute, but we here.
Whew.
So and I have to throw this out there too
Uh-oh.
for helping her break her eggshells because she wasn't gonna break them by herself. So yeah,
That's why I said she pushed me out she
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, we know.
I'm
Appreciate it all.
excited. I am excited. So you're setting your floor and you're gonna set your ceiling. So this is got your parameters. I love it. I
Yep.
love it. Y'all are knocking it
Yep.
But we
out.
still got to remain opposites, babe, so we could continue to attract to each other, right?
Yes.
So don't get too on my side of
We'll get out of
it.
here.
Don't get too on my side.
Hey Frida,
Cause you
hey
know I
Leslie, hey
can't.
Tiff.
Hello everybody.
So
Listen, did y'all vote? If you didn't, it's too late now. Past 8 o'clock, y'all. I'm
listen.
sorry. I've been up since 5 this morning. No, actually 4:30. I know y'all be up before. I'm not used to seeing the dark in the morning.
Oh
It hurt
my.
me this morning.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't get him on the call this morning. He had to go to work.
Listen, I've been at work since 5 this morning, and
Oh
I ain't
Lord.
seen darkness in the morning in a long time, and I don't like it.
Oh my Lord. Jesus. Okay, I
So
think I'm done with my posting now. I done
okay.
found everybody. Okay. Oh
Okay.
Lord, that was.
So we know what 1212 is.
Mhm.
Some of the audience members may know what 1212 is, but let's talk about what 1212 is and what the recalibrating life is. Andre doesn't know, so this will be an introduction to him.
Andre
Um,
don't know.
he knows but doesn't know.
I
So
Okay.
went to the Yes conference.
There
yeah,
you
but oh,
go.
you did, you did, you
What
did,
you
you did, you
mean,
did, you
babe?
did. I forgot
Shoot.
we did the circle and all of that. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, you're
shoot.
right.
I'm in the circle a
But
little bit.
I'll give him a more in depth.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So let
There
me
you
get
go.
my feet in.
He's straddling the fence, straddling the fence. I love it. So the 1212 community, it's all about recalibrating. Lord have mercy, recalibrating your life. 12 hours for God and 12 hours for man, and in an effort to do that, I don't. How you want me to just talk about it or just do my little elevator
whatever
pitch?
you want to share.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so well we're gonna talk about it. So the 12 community is has been created to help people to combat life. We spend so much time in the world doing worldly things, conforming to the world, and in so many ways we lose ourselves. And the community was actually created for me. It was it was journaling. I was trying to journal to get myself together. And I made a promise to God that if, heaven would guide me and show me how to turn all of this around, I would squeal like a pig. And so that is how the 1212 community developed. It's created in a way to help you to bring balance to your life, to bring balance, 12 hours for God, 12 hours for man. It's created to help to give you practical tools to learn how to live spirit first, mind second, body third. It is a consistent program in that we show up every day, just like you show up every day for the world. We show up every day for God so that you have that. You start off your day balanced, and everything that we do in this community, we do it as a demonstration. A lot of people pay lip service to it. Like, it's easy for me to say, you need to get up every morning at 5 a.m. and you need to journal, you need to do this, but we actively understand information without revelation is useless. Information with revelation, without application, is a special kind of stupid. So we're all about applying what we've learned through great revelation. So that's kind of the 1212 in a nutshell.
Okay, so our calls are on at 5 o'clock, and that took some
And that's
getting up.
EST. That's
Yes,
EST.
yes, and
Some
so
people are on there 4 a.m.
oh yes,
CST, and yeah, we've had some West Coast people on there. They like, look, I ain't even going to bed. I'm just gonna stay
just
up
gonna
and
stay up.
Wow. That's good.
So you said that this started out for you. So what was the biggest roadblock in creating that balance between the 12 hours for God and 12 hours for man?
realizing that I do have enough time. I
That
used
part.
to always say, like when I talk a lot about your God voice, and God speaks to me through drunk people, homeless people, numbers, and words. And in God communicating with me, God was like, in order to accomplish anything powerfully, you've got to rise up early. You've got to put heaven first. And for me at that time, that meant 4 a.m. I laugh because the community, we get up at 5 a.m., but I don't have, I mean, people be like, oh, it's so early. God had me getting up at 4 a.m. when this first started. And that was to prove to me that I do have enough time. So my biggest obstacle was that I've got so much to do. I don't have time to do this. And I'm going to be so tired. I'm not going to be able to function. You put God first, heaven redeems the time. You have more energy. You solve problems, things that may have taken you 3 hours to get done. God will help you solve it in 30 minutes. If you put God first, heaven is going to pull out all of the stops to redeem the time.
That is so true. That is, and it's so hard because we are often saying, I don't have enough time in the day to put myself first, or I don't have enough time in the day for God. And so it's like you said, He'll show you where it is. And it's, working through the different challenges, He also shows you, hey, some of the stuff that we put on our plate should have never been on our plate to begin with. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you take this off, then you had time for this. So
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And if
I
and
would
if you say and if you say you don't have time, you're basically calling God a liar. Because God is the creator of
never
time.
got.
God is not
yeah,
bound by time. And if heaven has given you an assignment and you say, I don't have enough time to do it, then you're saying that God doesn't know everything. Like God isn't omniscient. Like God isn't, you're placing yourself above God.
mm, that's good.
Yeah, and I always talk about time. It's one thing I always say: we don't get it back because when it's gone, it's gone. So make the best of all the time that you do have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't think of it like that.
So now you
But
gonna get up with us?
Dang. It's only Tuesday. We got 3 more days. We got three
Right.
more
oh,
days.
You can
Mhm.
hold
go
on.
back to sleep as
Tuesday,
soon as
not Tuesdays.
Won't God
I don't have
do
to.
it?
I don't have to take the kids early, do I? On Tuesdays.
it's but we
Yes,
Monday through Friday. So
yes.
you got
What you mean? What's Monday
we
through
get
Friday?
on we get on Monday through Friday. Boy,
Y'all
you got
acting like y'all don't live in the same house. Andre, that's what she be.
because I
Knocked
get
out.
up and I go downstairs.
I
He
be
is
knocked
knocked
out.
out upstairs.
I be knocked out. Like I say, I don't know if y'all heard me. I ain't seen darkness in the morning in a long time.
Oh my Lord. Mm.
So this morning when I got up, it was still dark. I went right. I laid back down for 2 more minutes. I said, when I open my eyes, it's gonna be light. But no light. But no light. I was like, I was still like, okay, I gotta go to work though. So well, if I ain't going there, what the building wasn't gonna get open. So, but
You
no, I need to make that pattern and try to do that. I can't. I'm not gonna guarantee it'll be the tomorrow. I'm not won't can't guarantee that one, but I do and would like to start because I don't want to waste no time neither.
And actually, when you do commit, when you do start, your life is going to change. But the key is that it's the subtle change. Mr. Johnson is now on with us. You know how many years I've been doing this work? I've been doing this work. I think for this past, what's this? This is April, May. What month are we in now? We're in May. I'm all.
May. Uh-huh.
I think towards the end of last year, he started to be on. And he's been on like every morning, like consider like now is part of he's like, oh, you know what? I can and he'll start saying stuff like he just thought like it just dawned on like we've been doing this work for like years now. And he's like, I finally get that. I understand that now. That so
But that's how you supposed to
you will
move, though,
not
right?
go you will not go from 0 to 60 overnight. And Mr. Johnson is an example of that. But you will get there. You will get there.
When you say what he said, it's funny because even though some of the journals we repeat, there's always something new that we pick up just because as we would hope that every month we advance it from year to year, we're doing some progress, but it's just to show you, if you go back and look at your journals from one year to the next, you see the growth and you see, okay, God got me through what I was writing about in my journal the first time. Now I've got something else, and so you can kind of say, okay, God's hands were on my life. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So
And that's the thing, similar to the work that I do, is the work that you do too, helping people to identify they're beautiful. And it takes time for things that you have probably told people years ago. It's going to take them time to connect to it. But
mhm,
that's the part about the work where you really begin to understand if you're cut out for it, because a lot of times people give up too soon. Like if I had given up the first time I did like the workshop on the circles and the cycles and the 12 hours for God, 12 hours for man, if I had waited on people to really like latch on to that to continue, I never would have continued,
mm,
because your spiritual work, internal work is a slow process. And so many people give up too quickly when they don't get it
This
like
is
that. So you can't approach this work
right.
like, a semester or a trimester,
yeah.
in school, because you know that there's a curriculum there. There's, credentials, things that you have to meet, requirements that you have to meet, and then you can move on. That's not how spiritual work works. It's a complete work. And I think that's
Mhm.
probably the most frustrating part. I'm over that now. I don't get frustrated like I used to, but oh, that used to frustrate me so much when people just give up before they even see what's going to happen. Because I used to be that person. Like, oh, this ain't working. Let me try something else. This ain't working. Let me try something else. And God was like, we were just getting started. We
Right.
were literally
Right. You was like at an all you can eat buffet. Just keep trying thing after thing after thing until you got what actually satisfied you.
Yes. Yes, you got to keep at it. You got to keep at it.
And what I find interesting too with the journal is, in the beginning of it, you always have us do our dedication and what, the dedication, how what we're dedicating our journal to. And so you think you're gonna start out in one thing. And then you get to day 5 and one of your questions, one of your topics comes up. You're like, oh, I need to go back and put that in my dedication because now there's things that get revealed to you as you are working through each of the days that you may not necessarily have even considered until you're sitting up at 4:45 in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning listening to it. And God's like, but remember this, you didn't forget so and so for just to see how you start out with one intention and all of a sudden he comes in and he shows you something else and then you like, oh, I need to add that to my prayer list now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's how you sort through also your God voice.
Hmm.
Because so many people miss the opportunity to hear from heaven powerfully because they have so many competing voices. And the journaling work, writing, connecting, slowing yourself down helps you to hear and discern your voice from the world's voice, from God's voice, there's so many different voices competing for your attention. And you have to slow down enough so that you can direct which voice you want to have first place. And
Yes.
that takes skill, that takes time.
Sound like it. That really sounds like yeah.
You overwhelmed?
No, no. I just can't wait for June 8th because it's and we only got the two speakers and I'm already kind of blown
And
away.
and the thing for you and Trina, this is you before June 8th. June 8th is going to be your line of demarcation. Like now you are pre a beautiful encounter. Your post beautiful encounter, that's going to take you to another level. That's going to be like that your trajectory will change. First, because you finished and completed the assignment. Like I can't wait until after when you decompress and you guys start to um really feel the shift. Like right now you're at the place where the atmosphere hasn't completely shifted yet because you have to complete the assignment. Once you put the period at the end of that, it is complete, it is finished. That's the next. I'm so excited for y'all. This is I'm really because once you do it, like you cannot go back to
Right,
say
right.
that you can't do it.
Because it's
And
been
the
done
place
already.
that you're in now, think about all of the perceived limitations and obstacles that are present right now. If you can accomplish this in all of that, honey, just wait till everything starts to come together. But like that ain't nothing. I can do that. Honey, tell me we can't have our own personal concert. Tell me we can't. People be like, no, you can't. No, yeah, we can. We done that before. We can do that.
Right.
Like that's nothing once you do it.
Hmm. So I'll share this too because I think I've shared it at one point, but God had given me the vision for a conference or something 2 years ago. But I sat on it, sat on it, sat on it, and so when did you come to me? You sent me a message, um, and said
Hold
God
on, I
said,
can find it.
"Uh
Let
oh,
me find it. I'll be documenting everything. I mean,
so."
go ahead.
Whenever it was, I just remember you sent me a message and said, God said, think about doing this conference, and you just said sit with it. I sat with it, um, had been sitting with it in probably January, I think. Um,
Yeah, probably about January, maybe a
I
little
kept
more.
hearing it and it just kept getting louder and louder and louder. And so January, I went to an event, Vanessa's event, and it was like, oh no, Pastor Nika Wilson was talking about taking a leap. And so in that, I was like, okay, I'm taking a leap. And so I came home, talked to him, and you said the same thing. Oh, you said it before, but she was like, babe, just take the leap. And so then I went and signed the contract. So it's like you're the little birdie, right? There still is there and pushing me. So I'm grateful because this, if it wasn't for who God, like every person that is speaking at the event has had a voice for me to hear and go forward and take the leap and do what I need to do. So I'm extremely grateful because it is like a full circle moment
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, I got the support behind me to make this happen. And so, okay, God, we're going to do this thing. And so, now when you're saying, okay, well, this is just the beginning, I'm like, oh, Lord, what God got for us next?
Yeah, and then
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I didn't think that this was my field, but at the same time, like I said, it's the same thing. I just was on the youth side, and Trina was on a different side with the beautiful. So I speak a lot of motivational speak to the youth, um, because how we was motivated growing up in sports, it kind of tore you down to pick you back up type of thing, and that don't always work for everybody. And so what I realized is that this might be my calling because I have the patience
Ain't
to
no
be
might
able to
be. It
deal
is.
with all types of personalities. But I used to tell my principal this all the time. I said I have all the patience for children, but I have none for adult children. And she's like, Andre, you have to get over that to continue to grow. And she used to tell me this years ago. And that's kind of like probably why I never really pursued to become a full-blown teacher, just because I seen how teachers get the blame for kind of everything. If the child gets in trouble, the teacher, the times have changed so much, to where it's a lot of pointing fingers, and we don't stand in the mirror and be like, okay, maybe my child might be getting in trouble in school. A comedian has said this. Say the era has changed to where when you would come home from school and you say, "Oh, my teacher don't like you," your parents will say, "What are you doing that your teacher doesn't like?" Now it's, "Let's go get your teacher fired," type of thing. And I'm like, that, but I'm still in this field because, like you said this. I might be now. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Your gift is people.
Yeah, and then with my personality, I didn't want to overdo what she had, but it was like, nah, nah, nah. Y'all made for this. Y'all,
Mm-hmm.
y'all counterbalance each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. There is a definite synergy there. And one of the things for you, like, don't box God in. Like, don't say what you're not good at. I'm not an early morning person. I
but you,
don't like groups. I don't like being around a whole lot of women. I mean, everything
Yeah.
that I said that I don't do, God was like, okay, we'll take that under advisement, but that's what you're going to be doing. And
right,
so the very thing that you are resisting is actually the very thing that is going to propel you and move you to the next level, because what you're saying is that you don't like the way other people are doing it. You don't like the way it looks for other people. So that is God telling you that you have a special approach to it. You have a different way to approach it. So open yourself up to the possibility that this may just be for you, but you have to do it a different way. Like I used to say, I ain't gonna be in no group with a whole bunch of catty women, and I don't want people, oh my God. This group is so, I mean, I laugh because every morning I feel like I'm getting online with like we have a big family reunion every morning, like we all cousins or something. I mean, it's just like there is no woman in this group that I'm like, you need to watch your back around her. You need to. We point case in point. We were in we were here in Maryland, and you remember when Posh left her phone? She left something, her phone or her wallet. She left something somewhere. And we were driving back, and I said, don't you want to go back and get your phone or whatever she left? And she said, no, somebody in the group will get it. They'll bring it. I mean, that's the confidence, you know.
Right,
But if you're
right.
in the type of group that I was imagining, it'll be like, girl, I hope you know how much you had in there. Do you know what credit cards you had in there? You know this, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
God is telling you that there's a different way to do it. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It's a different way to do it.
right, right.
You
See?
know these are saved, right? So we can replay it at any point.
Oh, I'll go back and watch. I'll go back and watch my video.
Got him.
Keep replaying it. I'm gonna be like, nope, just listen, listen, listen.
I go back and watch it now. What we just say? I asked you. I go back and watch the videos. But yeah, no. I take it all in and I appreciate it all. And this is why I continue to come on here because I can see that it helped not just myself, but it's helping the whole family all together.
I'm gonna say if it don't help nobody else, it's definitely helped us. Just
Yeah, yeah, but
be on here.
yeah, no, seriously. So uh,
And you can only rise as high as you allow someone else to go. And you can only take people as deeply as you yourself have gone. So it's important that you do the work as deeply and as thoroughly as possible because other people are going to need that. And the work that Mike and I have done, I see the chat going in the men in the group. The work that Mike and I have done, the fact that Mike and that men are in the group, that is amazing. First of all, the fact that we healed our marriage so much so that I can have open conversations with Mike. Sometimes, you know, if God hadn't done this work, it'd be like, y'all, we'll talk about this later in the week. But Mike ain't gonna be Mike ain't gonna be on here. Like I can't talk about that right now. But it's like at the conference, the men that were like that one that almost brought tears to my eyes when I looked and saw like the men's table and y'all were in it, like y'all were I said, oh my gosh. And God was
yeah,
like, this is for the this is a family
Yes.
assignment.
Yep.
This is for everyone, and our children are watching us. Your children are watching you.
big time. Big time. Because we
Yes.
no longer live in that era of do what I say. It's
Mm-hmm.
now do what they see. So
Mm.
we have to move differently now as men because I have these discussions with my little brother, my older brother, and my cousins all the time on how we really didn't never grow up on how to control our emotions.
Mm.
And it could be difficult, if you don't know how to. And so this is helping not just me. I talk to Nick all the time about being able to control your emotions. And I know, I said, bro, you only 10 years old. It's going to be difficult. So you don't know what that looks like. I don't know what it looks like still yet. So, but I'm here to help you so that way we could grow together. And then you don't have to worry about I'll give you all the tools that you need to pass it on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to make mistakes in front of your children. Like, don't I think that that's probably one of the biggest disservices that my family did for us. Like, we never, ever. My sister maybe, but my brother, we never saw our parents argue. We never saw them argue. We never saw like conflict resolution. We never saw them do the things that make life work. Like all they did was work. We had our own. They had their own business, so we were always working. So we all have a very good work ethic. But other than that, like life skills, we
Yeah.
had to kind of learn those on our own, and it wasn't until our parents are like, we're separating, we're like, well, wait, what's going, like
Right.
when
Right.
everything hit the fan, everything hit the fan. And it was just like, well, what happened? But now that we're older, we know the right questions to ask. We know how to get the answers that we need. But when you can be a demonstration for your children to show them, I missed the mark right here. I gotta, this is how we straighten it up. Like at first, I was a little upset when our children found out about our situation. But God was like, they found out because I needed them to find out.
Wow.
And they have watched us heal, and they have watched us turn it around, and they use those examples to direct their own lives. So they know that there's no mistake that is so big that God can't forgive it. Like teaching
Right.
your children forgiveness and compassion and
Hmm.
grace, those are values that are priceless.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's this definitely has been probably the best thing that I've ever done, other than getting married and then having 3 kids.
Boy,
But
get
this is it. This is it because it's the growth that I see in myself. Because Trina
it.
will tell you, I am my own worst critic. I
We
I
all are.
I beat myself up. I don't give myself no credit at all. And
Really?
she'll tell you, I don't. And I guess it's just one of the things. I always been a laid back person, but at the same time, I'm outgoing. But it's like I don't need the kudos type of thing. I don't do it for that. I do it just because it make me feel good type of thing. So, but yeah, I would say I beat myself up. Like I don't call myself a soccer coach. People like, how can you not call yourself a soccer coach? You are not just teaching them soccer, you're teaching them life skills as well.
What's your life path, Andre?
Oh, I forgot.
What's
One,
his life path?
I'm one.
No, you're not. Dang, I forgot. I have it written
I I
down, but
I,
that's okay.
I'm not
Okay,
one.
No, you're in a one
Okay.
you're
because
in
you
a
and
one
Rick
year.
are in the same one.
All right. So Rick, you on here? What we on, bro?
No, y'all different. He's in a one now, but I can't remember.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. We have plenty of time. When he start getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, we have plenty of time to work through that, Andre.
Yeah. But like I said, I was trying to train the very first conference that we went to. I was like, no, I can continue going to all of these, no matter what it is, because
Yvonne said you're awesome.
it's it's seeing other people that look exactly like you that might be just a little bit older and they going through the same exact thing, or they went through the same exact thing.
Hmm.
And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, dang, we not in this alone.
Nope.
Nobody is in anything alone because it's kind of already been done.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So
But see,
as
that's the
you
thing. I think that's the thing where the world is really damaging people, because the world has people thinking that everybody is balling out, that
right,
everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like we the normal people. We the normal people that have the regular day gigs and we're pursuing our assignment too. We're the normal people that have I wash my own dishes. I love, well, when I had a cleaning service, I love that, but life changes. So we had to change things up. And I think that it's beautiful when you, like said, you're surrounded by people who are making progress at a normal pace, at a realistic pace. You're not gonna go from 0 to 60 overnight. People be like, yeah, I made Trina. Now we can do math if we can't do nothing else. Okay, we can do math. All right.
Yeah,
I
yes.
made I made $400,000 last month, and if honey, let me make one good month of $400,000.
Man, man,
One good month of
that's
four
it.
hundred four
That's it.
hundred thousand dollars. Honey, let me make people be like, I made $5 million last year. Honey, let me make $5 million in one year. They're gonna be like Enoch, and Enoch was no more. Alicia Johnson was no more. Y'all ain't gonna see me no more. Y'all ain't gonna hear me no more. What happened to the 12-12? What happened?
She laid out on the beach.
You could do the
Honey,
12,
I
12,
can budget that money. I can budget that. Talking about I done made $5 million.
Yeah.
We're normal people doing exceptional things spiritually, mentally, and physically so that we can enjoy it, so
Mhm.
that we can benefit others, so that we can lead by example, and so we can sleep at night. That's the most important part about
Yeah.
the work that you're doing. You want to do it in such a way that if today is my last day on this planet, I can say that I have thoroughly enjoyed this day. I ain't put nothing else. It was not like, man, I wish I had done that talk with Trina. I wish I had done this. I wish I had spent time and talk with my mother. I wish I had done. I've done everything that I need to do. So that's why every night we do this thing like in our community, like closing your night, closing and making sure that you've covered everything you need to cover so that you don't have to wake up with that additional baggage the next day. And if all you're doing is hustling and grinding and chasing money and all of those things, I promise you, you're missing out on life. You're missing
Mhm.
out on
Oh,
it. I
yeah.
have seen, I
Yeah.
know personally, I know too many people. I know at least two people who have everything physically that you could ever imagine. And one accident has changed the trajectory of everything.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like at what cost? At what
Yes.
cost?
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
that's why I'm so excited about, your event. It's normal people doing normal things to help you to get the most extraordinary results out of what you have.
I think one of the biggest lessons that has helped me just trying to maneuver life, business, everything was that don't making sure that I stayed in purpose and not focusing on what the world was saying in terms of looking at the social media likes and the followers and all the other stuff because you've always said you need to do it even if it's only one in the audience.
Yep.
And that was such an eye opener to me because it helped me understand the minute I start looking at the numbers, the minute I start looking at, well, why hasn't so and so bought this or, did this and did that, then there was more stress
You
Girl.
that
lost.
I
Yeah.
was facing. But if I stayed focused on, okay, I'm doing this for God, He's getting the victory out of it. There's so much peace.
Yeah.
Trina, that's how I got to you.
Oh,
That's how we got to one person.
yep, yep,
One person. Let this be an example. You don't need all the people. You just need the right people.
yes.
That's it.
And
That's it.
I share this story a lot. And Dr. Vicky, I mean, we had the same story because we were there. And when you want to be around people who are spirit led, you want to be around people who test the spirit by the spirit. That day that I met Dr. Vicky changed my life,
Hmm.
changed my entire life. There were there had to be over a couple hundred people in that room. I don't even know how many people were in that room. But at my one little table, there were only two people. at each session, like 2 people at one session, 3 people at the. And then the last session, I was like, God, if don't nobody sit here, I'm gonna go to my car and take a nap. And down plops Dr. Vicky.
Yep.
So what you talking about? I was like, oh my God. And I didn't know who she was. I didn't know who she was. And the reason that I teach is because the reason that I teach to do it for one person or 100 people, because God is present all the
Every,
time.
every
I gave Dr. Vicky everything that I had. Like I did, everybody that sat at that table, I'm sure like when people, if it's just 2 people, people like, dang, I wasn't expecting all this, but you're gonna get everything I got. Okay, if I prepared for this, you're gonna get it all. And Dr. Vicky sat there, and then when I was done, this is how I knew it was God, right? Because I was ready to go. I was getting ready, okay, well, that's it. She's like, I got some questions for you. I bust out. I had no idea. I had no idea who she was. But she was the one person,
yeah.
the one person that I needed at that time.
But how many people would have stayed focused on just two people at the table? This is a waste of my time. I don't know why I did this. They don't look at, okay, let me stay present in this moment. And that's the thing I think we have to stay focused on is it doesn't matter who's in the room.
Mm-mm.
The right person, the one that's called to you, like we're called, right? But there's people called to you. And so the ones that are called to you, they're going to find you. You just got to keep showing up regardless of who's there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the world focuses on numbers so much that people miss the truth.
Yep. Yep.
They miss the truth. And this is why I'm transparent about my I don't care. All I need is the one person. You know, people are like, oh, I sold this out. I sold that. No, I ain't sell it out, but we had a good time. We met all of our needs. Everything was paid for. Everything. You know
Mhm.
how many times people do a lot of things and they're in debt up to like their eyeballs? That conference that we did in Dallas, when we came back, I slept like a baby. I was like, oh my God, everything was paid for. Everything is paid. Like I had no bills left at the end of that conference. That's what I
Wow.
was telling when we were talking to Eric Roberson. I said 5, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, I'll be like, look, I came up with half of this. Can you cut back on some of the you singers or something like that? Can I pay you a little bit later? When you operate in God's economy, God's math don't make sense.
Yes. Yep.
You don't have to focus on the numbers because God is the greatest mathematician ever. And God has factored in everything. In Dallas, God factored in a whole green room that we did not pay for because it was too expensive. And God said, you're going to need that though.
Hmm.
You're going to need it. I said, well, I don't know how we going to get it. Y'all know the rest is history.
You had
We
the
got a
green.
whole green room. Like, yeah, can y'all sing without the mics? Can y'all look? Can we hold our flashlights up, for
Right.
lights?
Right.
You don't need no lights.
Nah, we know who you are. We introduced you.
But there are people out here that are running all kinds of games so that you think that they're doing something greater than they are.
Man.
And and it's funny because when you start to do the numbers and you hear people and people are like, at the end of the month, if I have like $1,000 left over, then I'm doing good. I'm like, wait a minute. And they're like, by the time I pay this person, by the time I do this, by the time I do that, by the time I do, and I was like, wait a minute. This is all just for show. You're running yourself into the ground
Right.
for this much left over at the end.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
so you can look a certain way, so you can, run with a certain crowd, so you can, it's not worth it.
No.
That's why I'm so excited. Like, Trina, I mean, the way your approach is so humble. I mean, you're so humble with it. It's just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the way that I need to do it. I'm not trying to impress anybody doing it. My focus is God. Like, my assignment is pure. And that's what people are going to connect with, the purity of your assignment. And this is why people need to really amp up their discernment. Because the moment you amp up your discernment, you're going to be able to test the spirit by the spirit and know, like, to be able to separate people real quickly
Mm-hmm.
and not make so many mistakes and not lose so much money and not have to work so hard. It's really not that difficult when you make the right choices.
Right.
It's just a matter of getting still. Like I know when trying to, I signed the contract with the hotel. Okay, God, what else? And I had to sit and God, give me the vision. What do you want me to see? And so I wrote it down and it was like, okay, God, if I want this, I see this, how to make it work. And I'm sitting here like, uh, did asking people, what did you think about this? Did you think about? No, I didn't know I needed all that. So it's I'm learning. So now I know if people are coming and doing their events. Here's a checklist. Would you like? You can have this because this is what helped me. And it's just to be able to see from January to now where I've started to say, okay, this thing. I mean, we've got 20 tickets left to start, and it's kind of like, okay, God, I'm trusting you. I can't do this. Like, I've never done a conference. I'll help you put yours on, but you talking about me having to pull out. I've never done, but he's like, just trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to know, like, he's going to give me everything, everyone that's needed when I need it. I mean, there's stuff you wouldn't even thought. I need AV. Okay. So I can't just have stuff like that. And well, I gotta feed the people. Well, how thinking about that? Well, I want them to have a good time, so we need to have it. And I just was like, I don't want this encounter to be like any other conference. Like I wanted fun. I mean bubbles, but like all of the
Hey,
things.
don't
I
give
can't
them
get right.
secrets.
Yeah. You're right. Oh, my bad, my bad. But just
Don't
to
give it all
know,
away yet.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
not
yeah.
yet, not yet. Not
But
yet.
just to know it's going to be something fun because I just know the little girl within me, right? What do I need? What do I need to experience at this event? And that's what this is geared towards. So you shared a little bit, but don't share too much. So what can people expect from you
Baby,
as
I
you
don't even know yet. I'm as surprised as everybody else. You know how I go. Look, I'll be like, I wasn't even expecting that myself. Because I was walking the other day and I said, you want me to say what? So I didn't even send you my title yet because I was like, I can't even send her that because I can't even but it's gonna be good. It's
That's
gonna be good.
suspenseful.
yeah.
What you say?
Keep it suspenseful.
I know it's gonna be hot off the press. It's gonna be hot off the press because when God starts stirring in within me and I start to resist, I'm gonna give in by the eighth. I'll give in. I promise. But I'm just like I don't even know if I want to talk about that. I can't.
Well,
Here
listen,
we go
I need
again.
I need the title before the 8th so I can get it printed. If it's one
Look,
title in
let me
there and then God gives you something else, that's totally fine. Like I just need something for
let
the
me
book. That's all.
let me help your audience get to know me. Okay, let me. So if you see my name and a to be determined next to it, that's how I work. That's how I work. No, but I will give you a title. I'll give you something to fill in those blanks. But honey, this gonna be hot off the press. This is gonna be good. So I'm so grateful to you, Trina, for being radically obedient. I am thankful for you to even consider me to be a part of it. I know I've worked with Dr. Vicky on a few occasions. I haven't met Vanessa.
Vanessa Burns.
No, I haven't met her, so I look forward to meeting and connecting with her. And I'm every pay attention to everything that crosses your path. And if a beautiful encounter has crossed your path, then there is a reason it
Yep.
has. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity to be a part of God doing something. This is fresh. This is new. We've never had a beautiful encounter before. We've never had this. And I'm excited. I can't wait. So if my mother-in-law is on here, I sent her a message last night. Go ahead, get your ticket. I sent her, I was like, Trina's having her
Oh yeah. She,
event.
she
So
on here? Right there, Jay.
No, that's Janelle. I was gonna
Oh,
say, yes, should that's your.
you, you know I know her. She didn't use my community center twice.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
uh-huh. Miss Johnson,
And,
come on.
and, and little lady worked with me, Maya.
Yep,
Yeah.
right, right.
So
Yeah, and she'll be in town too. So we're gonna bring them. We're gonna bring everybody. So I'll be
look,
I'll
she
be
better be
reaching
in.
out.
Look, she better be in town. She got some trainings that she need to do. Cause camp right around the corner.
No, you talked about, and Janelle's on here. You had talked about switching up the speeches. So I said, even though with me joking saying, hey, if, you give me the title now, but if God switches up, because one of the other speakers, Janelle, she's gonna be joining us in 2 weeks from now. She had that happen at the event that her and I spoke to before. She had her agenda planned on one topic. She woke up the morning of the event and God said, no, now you need to speak about this. So we
Mhm.
all know about, but that's the blessing in being
Mhm.
spirit led, is that he's going to give you the assignment when it's necessary and for who, and tell you, listen, I might have given you this before, but now we need to do this because
Different
somebody in that
audience.
audience needed
Yep,
it.
different audience at
So
that
we
time.
know about
Mhm.
that switching up stuff. So
I
Yeah,
love it.
we might have switched up on here a couple times on topics, but
we
our
that's
topics bounce
nature.
around
That's
anyway.
why it's unscripted.
Yeah, our topics bounce around anyway. So, yeah, thank you for giving us the briefness, because, like I said, I can't wait. I can't wait to be a part of this encounter,
Mhm.
and then take it even further.
There y'all go with the further. Can we
Taking
get
it
through June
even
8th first?
we manifesting that jump to the stars, baby.
It
Listen,
don't
I was
stop. It
I was
don't
like, we
stop
need a
here. It's just the beginning. It's just starting. It's just starting.
Well,
one of
yeah.
the kids on here now talking about hi mommy. Okay, so how can people get in contact with you other than coming to see you at a beautiful encounter? How can they connect with you to know more about the 1212 community?
You can actually text 301 301 8838. You can text 1212 or journal to 301 301 8838, and my assistant will make sure you get all of the information that you want. We're also at the 1212 community on all social media. So the 1212 community on all social media. So that is how you can reach me. Yep. Text 301 301 8838,
Text
and you can
savvy.
find out. Huh?
That was me.
Oh,
We'll put the official stuff in the title. So
yeah, that's fine. That's
that's me.
fine. Perfect.
Yeah, and Janelle said her first of many. Janelle, I'm waiting on you. Don't even try. Well, we thank you for joining us tonight, but you all
Thank
seriously,
you.
are truly grateful for all of the speakers that have said yes to joining us on the encounter. So get your tickets at beautifulencounter.eventbrite.com, June 8th. Listen, I need to turn the head count number in on the 24th. So although it's June 8th, I need to turn in numbers before that. So go on and get your ticket now so
Oh,
that you can make
yeah.
sure you get your choice of sandwich and not just get stuck with something that you don't want. So we love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. And until next Tuesday, we have a good evening.
Thank
Love
you.
you. Love
Love
y'all.
Love
you
Have a
y'all.
good
too.
one.
You
Thank
Everybody.
too.
you.